Welcome you in to the Small Ball Podcast. I'm joined by Christian Dennis and Trevor Mikulin. I'm Scott Ayers. And guys, the Denver Nuggets are headed to the NBA Finals.
Come on now!
That was an amazing game. I can't believe that the Denver Nuggets swept the
They
Lakers.
swept the Lakers.
First time sweeping a team in their history.
Yeah, it's that feeling at halftime where you're down 15, LeBron has 30, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, dude, LeBron James is going to score 80 points for the next 4 games, and we're going to lose this series. Because your brain just goes there when you're going against one of the greatest ever. And to see the resilience in that second half, the run in the third, Jokic somehow not fouling out in this game, and then a team that relies so heavy on their offense to go to the NBA Finals based on their defense, it's incredible. To do it in LA in front of all those dumb celebrities, there's something so fitting.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm more happy about, the fact that the Nuggets are in the finals or the fact that the Lakers lost in the fashion they did to get swept,
Yes.
which someone did say that they were going to get steamrolled by the Nuggets. Who said that? You guys are looking around. Remind me.
Trevor,
I think it was you.
Thank you. I'm just here to collect the flowers.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sorry,
Thank
we
you.
don't have flowers for you.
No flowers,
that's
but
okay.
you did. Christian and I both said Nuggets in 6. You know, because all these games were close.
Yeah.
And in my brain, there's probably a couple that goes LA's way. Denver was just the more clutch team in every single game.
It just came down to Denver being a better team. And
It did.
the more consistent team from start to finish, every game, first to fourth quarter. So, yeah, super excited. Jokic, awesome. He's brought your team to the NBA Finals.
What has Joel Embiid done?
Dude, that's another thing too. Like, this is legacy building for
Yeah.
Jokic. He now is entering into another tier. If he then goes on to win a championship, he enters into another tier, the Dirk
like-
Nowitzki tier.
It's like a Mormon's vision of heaven. There's different levels
There are
to
different
heaven,
levels.
just like there's different levels to superstardom in the NBA.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, there is, and
That's a
Yeah.
wild
yes
comparison.
But I'm so digging it. And Jokic, even winning the Western Conference Finals, that already, like you said, it elevates him. You're able to get by Miami or Boston.
yeah.
Now you're talking about a whole nother type of legacy. And you have to take advantage of it because who knows how many times Denver is going to get here.
Yep, and even just playing in the finals, I don't want to get ahead of ourselves. If they do go on to win, players like Jamal Murray are going to benefit substantially from this. He already has because of his play in the playoffs. I could totally see him next season rolling in, having the hype clout around him. He plays pretty good. He makes an all-star game because of the kind of reputation he is building for himself. And he continued that tonight, going 0 for 4 tonight from deep, still shooting 40% from three-point land in the whole series. Very impressed by him.
That's a great point. I mean, once a team makes it to a finals, their play after different seasons are just different level. Because if you look at the Suns, you look at Booker, ever since Booker made it to that finals, he's been a completely different player.
Yeah.
He's arguably the number 1 best shooting guard in the league. And
He played like a superstar in the playoffs,
exactly, and that's what we're seeing with Jamal. We're seeing Jamal take that next level, and then it's just wild to actually see that a small market team facing all these big market giants just absolutely slay them.
Yeah. That's, I think, the most satisfying thing in all of this. Obviously, you see your team go to the finals. That's number 1. But then to do that in LA against the Lakers, against probably the most historic NBA franchise, one of the most historic franchises ever, and to sweep them on their home floor, there's just something poetic about it. It's such a great feeling. And also credit Aaron Gordon, who he's now had to defend Karl Anthony Towns, Anthony Edwards, Kevin Durant, LeBron James, a little bit of Anthony Davis, and he's probably going to get rewarded by guarding most likely Jimmy Butler.
Yeah.
Some of the best players in the playoffs, some of the best risers in the playoffs. And you know what? Aaron Gordon had 22 tonight. That he stepped up, and that's been the key for Denver in this postseason run. Is they've had someone step up every game. So when someone says, "Yeah, well, KCP won't shoot like that again," guess what? Now it's Bruce Brown's night. Now it's Jamal. Now it's Aaron Gordon. That's what's so different about Denver against your typical super team is they have Jokic will always get his. They have now 4 or 5 guys that will still step up.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been surprised. This may be kind of a crazy thing to say, but similar to the Iguodala Finals MVP, I wouldn't have been surprised if Aaron Gordon won Western Conference Finals MVP just because of his consistency on defense and how important he has been to this playoff run.
Yeah, which is hilarious. And Andy, you got something for me?
Yeah, I mean, if we're on the topic about like Western Conference Finals,
I like where you're going.
We kind of talked about this before the show. I think Jamal Murray deserved it. Like, no disrespect to Jokic. Like, a phenomenal play this series and did like really well, and the team definitely needed him. But man, Jamal Murray, dude, that offensive power that he just was able to spark up for this series was awesome. And it's something that, like, personally, if I'm giving the award, I'm awarding that.
Yeah, I love that. I love that take. And games 2 and 3 are probably not won without Jamal because the fourth quarter that fourth quarter in game 2 where, I mean, he was a man possessed. He couldn't make anything the first 3 quarters. And then it's like, oh, he's not going to miss. He's going to shoot over Anthony Davis and make it. And then in game 3, he starts off with 20 points in the first half or 30 points in the first half. And you're like, whoa, this guy's insane.
Yeah, the Jokic-Murray pick and roll action has got to be like so efficient and one of the highest rated actions, specifically in the playoffs.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and what's crazy in game 3, too, is you hear pick and roll and you think Jokic is always setting the screen. There were a lot of times late in game 3, Jamal Murray is setting a screen for Jokic. Jokic is then driving, finding Murray. It was a pass to Murray layup. The next play is a Jokic drive, kick out, MPJ open 3.
Well, what's wild, too, is even in game 4, they were running like a dual screen action for Jokic.
Yes.
Like they were setting picks so that Jokic could go get the ball.
Well, literally tonight, late in the game, it was in the fourth quarter, 2 minutes left maybe, and Jokic has the ball. Jamal goes up to set a screen. There's AD and Bron as the defenders. I can't really remember the move exactly, but Jokic faked out LeBron, then goes to the lane. He got fouled, but it was awesome. I stood up off my couch, and I'm like, oh, my gosh. Like, that was amazing.
Dude, it was unbelievable. And Jokic, not only did he have the most circus shot, I think he was like a step back off 1 foot with Anthony Davis in your face, and you're like, dude, this sucks.
Yeah, he shot that ball so far behind his head that I turned to Trevor. I'm like, dude, that was like Larry Bird.
It literally was Larry Bird's shot stroke. It was crazy.
It was cash. He tried it again later where way more off balance at the top of the shot clock. I was like, yeah, we'll want that one back. Yeah. But then, it's not going to be talked about. It'll be the defense, obviously. But it was Jokic who had the game-winning basket with 30 seconds left where AD's playing physical defense. He knows it's one-on-one. He's like, you know what? This didn't work in game 1. It's not going to work now. You trying to defend me one-on-one. Goes by what everyone was saying was the best defender in the playoffs.
How do you think he would have said that, though, as Jokic?
You cannot guard me, brother.
Brother, I played in Serbia.
This is for my horses. For Gallop.
For Gallop.
My horse.
What else would be Gallup named after?
He could have named his daughter Gallup.
Gallup, get over here. It's time for school.
Do you think he talks smack? Like what?
I think him saying brother is him talking smack.
Brother?
Yeah, he says brother all the time.
Wow.
There's a clip, Gobert a couple of years ago. It's one-on-one coverage. And Gobert's like, I got him. And Jokic was like, brother, I've got 47.
That's awesome.
So, yeah, and what in game 3 and 4, there were a couple things that I haven't really seen from Jokic since really the bubble, and it's just like this excited emotion, that you usually see after a guy makes a 3 to go up 5, with 6 minutes left. It was like, oh, this dude, he doesn't show it a ton, but when he shows emotion, you're like, oh, I'm glad he's on my team.
Yeah, in the fourth quarter, he made a great pass to AG, Aaron Gordon, and he got the end one. And he turns around, he's screaming, "Oh!" It was
Serbian.
awesome. Yeah, he was screaming in Serbian.
And I absolutely love Jokic. He will go down as most likely my favorite Denver athlete. But there are times where these ESPN reporters are asking him questions. I'm like, dude, let's have Jamal interpret or something.
He needs a personal interpreter. I'm sitting there listening for I don't know, a minute, 60 seconds straight, and I don't know what he said.
Yeah, and luckily, when you listen to him enough, you're like, okay, I'm picking up. But I'm like, man, and they're asking him like, all right, tell me the algorithm of the Pythagorean theorem. And I'm like, dude, we got to stop doing that, please.
You got to stop.
But the Denver Nuggets are going to the NBA Finals. Which is shocking. And they'll most likely play either a 3 seed or the team who's up 3-0, the 8 seed in the Miami Heat.
Which is just an incredible run for the Miami Heat. I mean, the fact that they almost lost to the Bulls. They were down in the fourth quarter in the play-in and came back and won. And then they've just been psycho ever since. And Jimmy Butler is literally the reincarnation of Michael Jordan. I don't know how many times we have to say it on the podcast, but Jimmy Butler is Michael Jordan's son. We don't need any more facts. No tests. It's proven. Small ball has approved that he is the son of Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
And the fact that we're going to see them most likely playing the Nuggets is such an interesting finals. Like for a basketball person, I love this. For a basketball sicko, this is awesome.
You are sick.
For all the media people out there, they're probably crying because it's not Lakers and Celtics. And, we were talking about this before the show, and Andy made up a good point here. In LA right now, there's a writer's strike.
Oh.
And the NBA script writers are on strike. And you know what happens? Nuggets Heat.
Nice.
Wow.
So the Nuggets beat the NBA script writers.
Adam Silver's sitting in his office
He's just pouting.
Whiskey on the rocks.
I mean, they have to be mortified that a 7-foot Serbian who does not give a rat's about any sort of endorsement or any sort of network programming they do is going to the finals against a team who's literally like, yeah, we do not care if we sucked all year. We are now going to be incredible. And half of this team, you did not know who we were until 8 hours ago. Mm-hmm. It's crazy. And Duncan Robinson, Gabe Vincent, Max Strus, Caleb Martin, all of those guys have been phenomenal. They're shooting over 50% from 3, and I'm thinking to myself, this is just going to keep going. Like they're not going to stop making threes. It's unbelievable.
The person on the other side, if I'm a Nuggets fan looking at the Heat and I'm most nervous about, it's head coach Eric Spoelstra.
Oh yeah,
he's been there. He's done that. The Heat culture, whatever you want to call it, it's due to him because of him and who he is and what he instills in his guys. So Eric Spoelstra is the guy, the key for the Heat, honestly.
Yeah, that coaching battle is going to be very intriguing.
Yeah.
Matchup-wise, like if you look at matchup-wise game 57 in the NBA season, and you looked at each starting 5, you're like, oh, this is Denver's game. Like this is going to be so easy. But it's so much different when it's the NBA Finals because everyone's game is elevated. Mm-hmm. And the Heat, they have so many guys who, like Duncan Robinson was nowhere to be found for just about all 82 games. And now he's a key contributor. And it's not like, oh, it's Duncan Robinson. I watched him blow by Grant Williams. It looked like if producer Andy was trying to guard me. Blow by him. Full speed ahead. Put one on his noggin.
Are you saying that Andy can't guard you?
I'm saying producer Andy cannot guard me like Grant Williams cannot guard Duncan Robinson.
Okay, all right.
Wow.
Nah, I need to defend myself here. I play phenomenal defense. Offense, nah, how about that.
We'll have to set up a matchup.
Yeah, we have
one-on-one matchup.
Yeah, winner will determine the winner.
We'll go IG Live.
Yeah, that's gosh, that would be some of the worst basketball ever. I mean,
I was actually watching. in the archives, okay, looking at old videos, and I found a video of you, Scott.
My airballed layup.
No. You made the shot, but it was just funny because like I don't know, it was just great to watch. You were shirtless. You made the shot. Everyone's screaming in the gym as you run back down. It was awesome.
It's like watching a wet spaghetti noodle try to maneuver its way through things. But yeah, so that small ball. We'll play basketball over the summer, and we'll do some video content with that.
People will be dying to see that.
But really quick too. When we recorded our show on Monday, both series were 0-0. And if you were to tell me the Nuggets would be already done with theirs, and the Heat are a game away up 3-0 after crushing the Celtics, I'd be like, there's no way. There's no way both series are going 4-0. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's a great point. I remember thinking to myself, okay, we'll probably it'll be even at this point. And then also just the fact that it's the two, seemingly from the media's perspective, underdogs.
Yeah.
You got the Nuggets who swept, and then the Heat definitely are underdogs, being the 8th seed playing against the 3rd seed Celtics. It's been awesome.
I'm not gonna lie. Like, as much as I would love to see the Nuggets win for Jokic, for Scott's sake, the Heat story of them being the 8th seed and Jimmy Butler going nuclear, that's kind of a sick story to see if they end up winning the finals.
Both stories are great.
Yeah, they're both
stories.
great. If the Heat do win, though, it's going to be 0 dark 30 for me for about probably a month and a half, 2 months. You go to your first ever NBA Finals and you lose to the 8th seed, which obviously it's a great 8th seed, but you look at it 10 years later and you're like, I can't believe we lost to an 8th seed. That hurts so bad.
Yeah, no, this is going to be a very interesting finals. I'm excited to see. It's going to be funny to come over here to watch games, and I'll be watching the game with Trevor in the living room, and then I hear Scott in his bedroom. Come on, what are you doing?
Yeah, we haven't talked about this on the show, but Scott doesn't watch games in the living room or with us, with anyone, because he gets too wrapped up into the game and he's screaming. It's a side that he doesn't want to reveal to people.
Also, we got to mention the fact that Scott doesn't watch the game on TV. He watches it on his phone because it's a little bit ahead of.
It's literally like 3 seconds ahead. So we're watching, Christian and I, and tonight we're just sitting there watching the game. It's like, maybe they're coming back on the court from a timeout, and we hear Scott screaming, "Play defense! Come on!" And then 2 seconds later, we see they're playing defense. I'm like, okay.
It's probably one of my darker traits, but I get so worked up. 8 a.m. this morning. I wake up early on games because I'm like 6 a.m. I'm like, oh, the Nuggets play today. Oh my gosh. 8 a.m. I'm sitting at work and all I can think about, I'm like, is Aaron Gordon going to be able to stop LeBron James? And so we finally get to the game. And I'm watching the game. I'm like, I can't. I put on my phone. I'm like, all right. So that way, if it gets upsetting, I put my phone down for a second. I'm like, I'm not going to watch. To pick up my phone again and start watching again. It's a real trait, though, especially in the playoffs. It's so, and we're up 3-0. And I'm like, guys, I can't watch with you. My girlfriend saw me watch the game for the first time. And she said, honestly, not bad, except for my swearing. I need to work on my swearing.
Yeah, and then that one gesture you did at the screen.
I do one gesture for our fans. There's a certain finger I use, but instead instead of going, boo, screw you Lakers, imagine me doing that, but instead of a screw, it's the F word.
And it's like when they get a close-up on LeBron as he's walking down the court.
Screw you, LeBron, boo!
Scott gets up to the screen and he's just screaming at it. It's the best.
And it's everyone. I actually love LeBron. It's any player, but I get up to the screen. You suck my butthole.
You love LeBron?
I'm a big LeBron guy. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. If he was on a small ball team, I'd be
Like the
obsessed.
Cavs.
Yeah, like the Cavs.
Huh.
Yeah.
The more you know.
The more you know. That's how I watch my basketball games. Anything else we want to add? We're recording this show late.
This is a late night. This is the first time we've ever done a recording after a game. So we're at this moment in time, we're relevant.
Yeah.
We're so relevant.
We're not
so you're
late.
listening to this Tuesday morning on your way to work, and you're like, wow, they're up to date.
Yeah,
Which
that's
is
a great
sick.
point. That is a great point.
Yeah,
I mean,
maybe we should do this more
Yeah, it's
as the season is like over.
we come to our biggest conclusion. We're like, wait a second.
there's something to this.
The small ball script writers just gave us the best script yet. Recording after games means we're up to date. Rather than like, I think this is what's gonna happen. People are listening. It's like,
And then they listen the next day, and it's like we're predicting a game that's already ended. It's just stupid. Hey, man.
Hey, that's what a year of podcasting.
Oh wait, this is our year episode.
this is our 1 year episode.
Wait, hold on. This is our year episode. We forgot. This is what literally marks 1 year since we started episode 1.
We celebrated more that we had
For
our 50th
our 50th.
episode than the fact that we've been podcasting.
Oh
for
my
1 year.
gosh, how did we forget?
We've got to do something next week. We talked all week.
What do we got to do?
What are we
for
gonna
next
do?
week?
We're gonna forget.
We're
No.
doing it now.
What are
We're
we
doing
doing?
it now.
We do it live. Andy, what do you got? You got something?
Yeah, I mean, me and Christian kind of talked about it earlier today, and we were like, man, we wonder what Scott has planned for the year, for the yearly episode.
Because we could have done it last week. It kind of made sense. This week made more sense. So we were like, should we do the year episode celebration last week? And Scott's like, no, it needs to be this big thing.
Week planning, week-long planning, and then the Nuggets happening, and that was my life.
That's true. The Nuggets.
Hand up, that's on me.
That's amazing, dude. Year
Wow.
celebration.
I'm going to have stuff planned for next week, and it's going to be the worst because it's going to be the 1 year and 1 week show.
There's no
and it's
way.
Gonna be,
There's no chance you're gonna have anything.
and
You're
it's
not
going to
gonna
be
have
like
anything.
it's going to be trivia.
Oh, dude, trivia. Finals
I
trivia.
won't even be here.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. That's right. Christian, you have a big
Big day.
weekend coming up.
Some might say the biggest day of my life.
Oh.
Until the Kings win a title.
Is it your birthday?
Janelle's probably not listening.
Is it your birthday?
Yeah. Our Christian, small ball legend, Christian Dennis, is he's getting married.
Yep.
Getting locked up. But I'm happy to be locked up.
He's locked up for life, baby.
Yeah. No, I'm super excited. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a wild dance floor. That's all I can say.
Yeah, the wedding's going to be fun. It's exciting stuff. So it's a year episode. Nuggets win. Christian's getting married. Victor Wembanyama
Gosh, dude.
to the Spurs.
To the Spurs.
We haven't
It's
talked
been
about
a
that.
year. You can't get his name right. It's been a year.
Wembanyama.
Wembanyama.
That's what I just said.
No,
Yeah,
you
it-
said
yeah,
you
no,
said
I-
Wembanyama.
I'll give it to you.
Wembanyama.
Yep.
It's like banking it.
We need to get Trevor hooked on phonics.
Ooh, yeah. I'm glad Trevor's the pronunciation guy now and not me.
Well, okay, we did a practice. At this point, guys, who's
It's
still
it's
listening?
the 1 year. No one's listening.
Everyone. is
The
probably
only
listening.
listener that's probably still playing is my mom.
No, my brother listens.
My buddy Brendan.
And anyone
Shout out Brendan Kihara. Shout out.
and
We love
shout
you.
out Maddie Paulson. She's also
yeah, and
probably
shout
listening.
out Riley Dennis.
I feel like we have a lot of listeners.
all these
At least 5.
at least
Yeah.
five. All
And
these
that's including us 4.
You
And-
guys should send this pod to your friends. Just be like, hey, you should check out this pod. I just got shouted
Yeah, just
out on.
wait, listen to the end of the pod.
Yeah.
Like it's so good through and through.
and I'm running a theory. I don't know if it's true or not. I don't think any of these people own a television, and that's why they listen to our podcast.
Really?
That's my guess.
Okay.
I mean, for all I know, all my brother does is work.
See,
So
they work and they listen to the pod.
What if there was some kind of sharing pyramid scheme type thing that we could
that's
send this to 3 friends?
Or you'll die.
Oh yeah, it would be one of those social media gimmicks.
good. No, I like that.
Yeah.
we could think
It's like
something up.
share this. If you share this with 10 people, and you have them subscribe and rate 5 stars,
Your team
You
will
get to
win.
go up in a tier
yeah,
in Mormon
tier
heaven.
system.
Full circle.
Full circle.
Tier in Mormon heaven. You also had another point, or did we distract you from that?
No,
point?
I did have another point, but I
You did
literally
want. You said Victor Wembanyama.
Yeah.
Spurs.
But we haven't talked
Yeah,
about
let's talk
like,
about
the
that.
lottery.
I'll think about what I was going to say. It wasn't that, but yeah, Victor to the Spurs.
Yeah, so Victor is going to the Spurs. The Hornets are getting the second pick. The Blazers are getting the third pick. So those are the three teams that are getting the top 3 talent. This draft is like pretty good. Obviously, Victor's the number 1, and then it goes to Scoot. And people are starting to include Brandon Miller in that conversation.
I've seen his name a lot.
Yeah.
But to me, I think Scoot Henderson is a clear-cut number 2. And if I'm the Hornets, I'm taking Scoot because I love the idea of Scoot and LaMelo together. And people are like, but he's a point guard. That's 2 guards. I'm like, well, they're playing Terry Rozier.
We got to ship Terry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get rid of Terry, man.
Get him out of town.
We got to get that guy out of there.
So that's going to be really exciting. I'm not surprised that the Spurs got the first pick.
Yeah, you talk about the writers and
They weren't on strike yet.
yeah, I don't
there's
think
no-
they were on strike last week. If you talk about writers and NBA rig,
That was probably the last day they were getting paid.
yeah, if you think about it, the teams that could have, the top 5 teams or the 5 worst teams, the best lottery odds, the team that you would want Victor to go to is the San Antonio Spurs. For Victor, the team he would want to go to, the San Antonio Spurs. He's from France. Tony Parker, Boris Diaw, legends. These guys are huge in France. And yeah, I just think that the place that Victor would make the NBA the most money, San Antonio.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, but you know what? That's just, I'm not a big conspiracy guy. The ping pong balls fell. But this reminds me, just talking through the conspiracy stuff.
Yeah.
You had a great question. You were like, why don't we bring the ping pong balls on stage
Bring
and
them
we
on
do it
stage.
right there?
Yeah, there's a ton of NBA sickos that want to watch the entire process.
Yes.
And then that would just eliminates any conversation of this is rigged.
Yeah.
It's like, might
Why
as
don't
well.
they? Why is it a closed room? It doesn't need to be.
No. And they always bring an outside agency to kind of watch.
They should have small ball do it.
Us three.
Us 3. Just, I don't even know. Is it kind of like a lottery ball?
We
where
would it'd be like, all right,
put it in the hat.
all right, with the first pick.
Hey, don't look at the hat, man.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what we would do.
It would be so pathetic. It'd be
Scott has all the Knicks, Lakers, Boston, all the big market teams.
We
just
threw
in his
them in the
hand.
garbage. Yeah, we threw them away.
No, we freeze them so he knows like
Oh,
if it's
yeah,
cold,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
it's a
Yeah,
big market.
yeah, oh.
Wow, have you done this before?
No, that's what happened. That's the Knicks conspiracy when they drafted Patrick Ewing.
Yeah.
They David
Stern.
Stern like reaches in, he like feels the cold one, and then he like doesn't pick it till it's the last one.
Wow.
I believe it.
I would believe it.
Yeah, Google it,
Well,
YouTube it. You'll find
Stern
it.
denied that till
Dude,
the day he died.
You know,
Jesus
hey,
Christ.
rest in peace
did.
to David Stern. You did a lot of great things
Yeah,
for
he
the
did.
league. Kept the Kings in Sacramento. That's probably your number 1 accomplishment. But man, did you run a rigged league? It was insane.
Yeah, it was. But I think it's like at this point, if they were to get caught,
Oh.
oh, dude, it would be
It'd be totally different then.
yeah.
Every NBA team that did not benefit from the rigging would sue.
Oh,
Yep.
they would.
Yeah, there's so
100%.
much money involved at this point. So
Yeah. If a team was caught if the league was caught doing that, not only would those teams sue, the amount of fans you would lose as a league, NBA would live, but it would be a shell. Like you would lose.
It's the WWE.
Yeah. Yeah. It would have its WWE fans, but dude, I would if the NBA came out tomorrow and they're like, hey, it's rigged, I'd be like, I'm never watching the NBA again.
Yeah,
I would never watch
Still
again.
watch.
I would never watch again.
I would still watch because it depends on what they own up to. If they're like, yeah, we rigged that Lakers Kings series, then I'd be like, thank you. Like that's all I've been wanting you
Yeah.
to say.
I mean, it's more so like if they came out and was like, hey, like, or Woj is like, breaking, it turns out Adam Silver did everything in his power to get the Lakers to win, or blah, blah, blah. I'd be like, whoa, because no other league would.
How would that affect LeBron's legacy?
It would. That's actually, there's a couple people who listen to the show who have begged for that. This is their legacy game to see if they've made it this long in the pod. Because if they don't, we're never doing that reference ever again.
No.
Never.
So.
And they won't.
They won't.
They won't.
No.
We're just talking to ourselves right now. We're just having a conversation. This is getting along. No one is at this point of the
And
show.
the best part is the last few pods, people are like, that was actually really good.
Yeah, like we've been getting tons of compliments.
We're doing our best podcasting right now.
Yeah. We're
one's here to
peaking.
watch.
We're like the Heat. We've been like all season, and then we barely squeaked into the playoffs, and now we're balling.
We've peaked at the right time. Andy comes back.
Yeah.
He's our Duncan Robinson.
Yeah.
Or our Grant Williams, depending on who you're asking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Well,
So shout out to the Spurs.
final thing, LeBron James in the press conference said the Denver Nuggets is the best team he's ever faced in a LA Lakers jersey. That was the best team he's ever played against.
I need to think about that.
Well, they beat the Heat in the finals in the bubble. And then the Lakers were irrelevant for 2 years.
And then
Yeah.
they lost.
And then they played the Grizzlies.
The Warriors and the Nuggets.
Yeah, I mean, that's essentially the first time he's lost as a Laker in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So that's very fair to say.
Yeah, that's a fair thing to say.
Love that. Love hearing that. Andy, we've got a video from Matt G. So our producer, this is the worst part of the show.
Yeah.
For the last 5 months, we talked about sending Matt to Oklahoma City. Ticket booked. Trip was supposed to be either today or yesterday. And what is it? He got really sick?
I think he's in Oklahoma. He's in Tulsa right now. And today he was supposed to go to Oklahoma City
Yeah.
Wow.
as just for fun. And he got
For the
sick.
show.
Yeah, of course. He's going there on vacation.
Mm-hmm.
And the one day that we need him to go for the show, he's sick.
Yeah.
He's playing hooky. But he did provide us a video for Matt's Fun Facts with Matt.
Wow.
I'm going to play it right now.
Hey guys, this is Matt reporting from Tulsa, Oklahoma. Sadly, I was not able to go to OKC the other day. I ended up getting sick, so didn't want to, get a fan sick. Although I couldn't go to OKC, I did want to, share some fun facts with Matt with you. So, the sad things last season for the Thunder, they weren't number one in their division, but they were number one in obesity, which is, it's number one for something. But, good luck to OKC. Oh, guys, sorry. Breaking news, hot off the press. Actually looks like number 4. West Virginia took the seat for number 1. So, sorry to OKC. What? Keep trying, okay? You can get number 1 one day. All right. See you guys.
Oh, for obesity.
Yeah, so instead of them being number 1 in obesity, they just got passed by West Virginia and dropped to 4th. So
Hey, they're rising.
some could say that's improvement. Some could say that's losing.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Sounds like a decline.
Yeah. Yeah, they need to step their game up. They were number 1 and they lost their ranking.
To West Virginia?
Yeah.
It's a
Hey,
way
West
smaller
Virginia
state.
is for lovers.
Almost heaven. West Virginia.
You couldn't hold that back for
I
much
couldn't.
longer.
No one else was going to sing along. None of us had watched that before. That was why we hired Matt and sent him to Oklahoma. And
Yeah. That's what the whole trip was for. That video. Couldn't hear a little bit because the printer, but
What's going on? He goes to the one place in his house where there's just a ton of noise. Might as well go to a
producer.
Kinko's, man.
yeah.
Yeah, he's our producer and he provides that. What an absolute choke job.
This one
He
shot.
can't go to Oklahoma City, and then he does it in the loudest room. Just
Yeah.
really dropping the ball.
Yeah.
Give me a break, man.
That is the last trip we send Matt on.
No, we're gonna have to do it ourselves, I think. But wow,
We
this
love him, though.
We love you, Matt, and
Yeah.
hopefully you'll be back next week. What are you doing, Trey Young? There,
Just moving him. Continue. Hopefully, what?
I get mesmerized every time you get near Trey Young, whether you're talking or you're touching. It's always something with you.
Pause.
We have the Spotify listeners. We have a Trey Young figurine at our desk. Anyways,
Yeah, our Spotify listeners have to hate us because there's so many times where we're talking about like, oh, dude, that's so funny, and they're just listening like, what the hell is going on?
As they stare at their wall.
Yeah, they're just blankly looking. I'm like,
Where's Trey Young? I don't see him.
is it a real Trey Young?
We gotta get Trey Young on the show, man.
Oh.
That's like our Moby
peak.
Dick.
If you know,
that's our whale.
It's our blue whale. If
Our
you-
magnum opus.
Yeah, if you know Trey Young, just send him our way.
I'm begging you. There would be nothing funny.
What
'cause
would we talk about with
'cause
Trey? Like, how would we relate to
It
him?
wouldn't even be a Zoom. I want him in this living room.
Well, we're like similar height to Trey Young, so that's one way we can relate.
But I just imagine like what it's like, dude. What's up, man?
Yeah,
Hey
'cause
Trey, thanks for coming on the pod.
I think
Thanks
we'd be
for
like,
having me.
hey, Trey, we have developed a kingdom
Yeah.
of small market players. Can you confirm it or deny these guys and give us one player that you would add to the kingdom?
And where do you see yourself?
And where do you
in the
see
small
yourself?
ball
Do you
kingdom?
Where do you want to be?
Yeah.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years in our kingdom?
In our small ball. Oh, that's really nice. Because think about it. You know, once we start really interviewing all the NBA players,
Yeah.
our kingdom starts to get established because they are putting someone in our kingdom.
That's so
Right.
good. That's so
Oh,
good.
that could be fun. Like he picks where he is, and then he anoints someone.
Yeah.
To be
in the kingdom.
maybe like what's the word I'm looking for? When you're like
You got it.
you're a mentor and you have your apprentice.
Do you think he would like want to be like my mistress in the kingdom?
Wait, what?
I don't know. You guys just make jokes about how I like Trey Young a lot.
Is it a
All right, it's official. We have added a new member to our small ball kingdom with King Mike Conley at the helm. There's a damsel in distress, but it's Trevor's mistress in distress.
Let's just call him the town mistress. It's
what? Nope, that is your mistress.
He is the damsel in distress.
What the-
He is Trev's mistress.
My biggest
I
question.
have my foot in my mouth right
My
now.
biggest
I sh-
question here is how can he be your mistress if you don't have a missus?
Yeah, that's a good point, dude.
At this point, it's just your boo thing.
Yeah, he is quite literally your damsel.
Oh man.
Wow, that
I
is
have
awesome.
my foot
He's
in my
just got his hair out the window like Rapunzel, and his 3 strands
His
of hair.
thinning hair.
Which I stand with you, Trey.
You know what this is a real verbal meme. Is that picture of Trey Young when he's like hat backwards and he's shirtless and he's like staring at the camera with his lip bite?
Yeah.
That's what I'm picturing as your damsel.
Wow. Good, man. That's awesome. All right. Well, that wraps up our show.
Yeah,
guys.
it's a good time. That's a great place to conclude it. The Denver Nuggets are heading to the to the NBA Finals. First time ever. And you're hearing that on the Small Ball Podcast. For our great producer, Andy, and the smart Trevor Mikulin, and the wise Christian Dennis, I'm Scott Ayers. We say so long for now, and we will see you next week.
Serbia, this is for you.
Happy birthday, small ball.